Okay, so the winter sleep is over. It's still February, but it's quite warm, so we'll take this opportunity to present a new Q140MD 2024 model. This is a base model with 30 amp hour battery with some additional parts like bash guard, hand guards, front number plate, mask, and everything else is base setup. So okay, let's start with turning on the bike. We have a switch here, you flip it, wait a few seconds so the display turns on. Now the throttle is still not active. To activate it, we have two type of switches here on this side. So this is the throttle, it's power selector switch. So with it you can raise the power in increments of 20% from 0 to 100%. Here is a 3 ride mode switch, so you can see medium, high, and in this case legal mode. So each ride mode has a speed limit. It can have a speed limit or you can just avoid it. It has also a power limit, so in this case on the medium it's 7 kilowatts, on the full it's open to 12 or 14 kilowatts. On the low, on the legal setup, it's 4.5 kilowatts. On the left hand side you also have a region brake. It's thumb operated, so you can brake with the motor, and the controller then turns this this energy back into, and reverses back into the battery. So when you squeeze the region brake, you recharge the battery and you stop the bike. On the left hand side you have a rear brake. It has a nice reservoir with a oil level window, so you can inspect the oil level at every time. On the right side you have a front brake. It's this here it's a single disc, it's a thick disc, so it's 2.2 millimeter thick disc, 203 millimeters in diameter. The pistons, the caliper has 4 pistons, so basically it's the same geometry like Shimano Saint. The brake levers are really sturdy, so, and they can also be adjusted the offset of the lever from the handlebar. Okay, what's really a big thing this year, it's we have a new suspension from Fastace in the front with the progressive spring, so it's a spring which can cover the wider variety of wider weights. In the back we also have Fastace. Both front and rear suspension can be adjusted, so compression and rebound, and by turning the spring nut you can adjust preload of the spring. In the front it's possible to adjust the rebound and compression. So if you go on a easy enduro ride, you open the compression so it dampens a little bit better. So if you go on the motocross track, you can turn it on, close a little bit more valve, then you can hit the jumps really hard. Okay, so no crazy stuff today. We'll just try to get the rustiness out of the bones a little bit and just ride smoothly. So okay, the bike is on. I'll put on the legal mode, so the lowest power setup at this time, and put on the, let's say, 100%, so I have a full throttle available. Just turn the throttle a little bit and the bike goes. Okay, one more thing I forgot to mention. In the rear we have this big wide tire which will give us excellent grip, and will also the cushion a little bit more on the jumps and also on the rocky terrain. So let's go. So you can see even in the lowest power mode the bike really wants to go up. It pulls quite hard. Okay, now braking hard with the region and also with the rear and the front brake. The suspension is compression is fully open now, so it dampens really nice this rocky, you know, terrain. The ride is really smooth. Try braking there in this next corner to see how it works. Okay, great. Still a lot of stopping power, despite that in the front it's only one disc, but because it's a thick 2.2mm disc, the feeling on the brake is more, you know, sturdy, more rigid, you know, so it's very good. Okay, here we have one small jump. We can test the suspension a little bit. Ooh, good damping, despite that the compression is fully open, so it didn't bottom out. Okay, now I'll put on the medium to give me a little bit more power, because the terrain is going upwards. Because the handlebar is sitting quite high, you can easily ride it like, you know, in standing up on your foot pegs, a little bit wheelie. So almost on top of the hill now. So after just a few kilometers, in this case 3 kilometers, I can check a little bit the statistics. Okay, so 3 kilometers, temperatures, average speed, maximum amps. So in this case, on the medium power mode, the power was limited to 7 kilowatts. So in this case, let's say 105 amps, which is exactly correct, you know, because 72 volts times 100 amps, it's around 7 kilowatts. Minimum was regeneration. So when you regenerate, the display logs in the minimum current, which goes back into the battery, and also it detects, you know, it measures how much percent of the battery of the spent energy was regenerated. You can see really this bike is really a good wheelie machine. It's really best by the twist of the throttle. Even on the low power mode you can lift it. So now I arrived at the track. I will tighten up the suspension a little bit, put more compression, damping. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clicks. Also on the front I need a screwdriver. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I will still put on the medium, so I get used to it a little bit, and 100% throttle, and I'll try how the suspension works now. Oh great, you can instantly feel the compression is much stiffer now, so it's ideal for the jumps. I could put in one more click. I think that would be ideal for today. I will also show you how to adjust a chain a little bit. After the running in period, the chain gets a little bit loose, you know, so you have to tighten it a little bit. So you need some basic tools. First you undo the brake caliper bracket, then you unwind the main axle. Okay, just a little bit. Then we'll undo the tensioning nut. and then now we'll turn in the end nut for, let's say, 1/4 of a turn on each side, and then we can check. Okay, now it's okay. You can see still some movement. It mustn't be too tight, you know, otherwise it will be stretched again. So this is perfect for now. So first you tighten the bolts, the tensioning bolts, the nuts. Don't over tighten, just so it's firm. And then you tighten the main axle. Okay, and now don't forget to tighten back the brake caliper bracket. Okay, check again, all bolts, nuts, everything tightened. Check again the play of the chain, it's okay. So you can now go again on the track. So what can I say about the suspension after this few rides on the track and also on the enduro, on the terrain in the forest? So I can really say that this suspension does the work perfectly. So if you go to the track, just put in more clicks into compression and rebound, and then you can hit the jumps really hard, so it's no problem bottoming out. But if you want to ride more smooth in the forest, like easy riding, you just open the compression and rebound, and then you get a really plush, smooth ride. So otherwise everything stiffness, it's great. Good feeling with the bike, good traction, you can say really good suspension.